Are you hungry? I sure am. Today I'm talking about the top 5 places to eat in Islands of Adventure. Let's get into it. All right, so food in a theme park. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. If you've been to Six Flags, not that great. If you've been over to Cedar Point, some of the Cedar Fair places, it's okay. Go to Disney, some of those parks got some good food. Universal historically has been mediocre, right? Just average park food. I will say over the last handful of years, last 4 to 5 years, Universal's done an incredible job of really upping the food game. And the offerings have gotten better, the quality, the execution, everything in the food and beverage department has gotten just better. And so there's more offerings, some more diverse styles of food, but all of it comes down to what you want to eat in a hot park while you're riding rides and flipping upside down and doing all those things. The food is really important, right? And so today I want to cover those 5 places that I just love. And I'll talk about some times that I eat them, sometimes that I don't eat them. But at the end of it all, I think Universal's done an incredible job of really upping their food game. And I wanted to showcase that a little bit today. And so number 5 on my list is Wimpy Burger. And I'm going to pull this up. We're going to take you through this. So in Islands of Adventure, you got Wimpy's. It's a quick service, little walk-up place. It's a pretty limited menu, but it's good. And you can find it in Toon Lagoon. And let's see if we can pull up the menu here. The star of the show is, without a doubt, the Wellington cheeseburger. I never had this in the park under normal operations. I only had it for the Orlando Informer meetup. If you haven't seen those events or aren't familiar with it, I'll drop a link in the show notes on here, over here on YouTube or in the podcast, and go check it out, orlandoinformer.com. You can find the meetup information. It's cool. I'm going to do an entire episode all dedicated to the Orlando Informer meetup, but as of today, we're talking about Wimpy's, and this Wellington Burger is without a doubt, in my mind, the best burger on property in Universal Studios or Islands of Adventure. I think they're incredible. I've had those. The curly fries are wonderful. Also, if you're a Disney fan, this is one of the 2 places I know between Universal Orlando Resort, between both parks, where you can find pineapple Dole Whip. So if you're a big Dole Whip fan, you won't get all the craziness and all the wild mixtures and flavors and all that stuff that they do at Disney, but you can get the OG, the original pineapple Dole Whip, the delicious one, the one everybody loves. It can be found, and it's significantly cheaper than what you find at Disney. I say significantly, at least $1 or $2 in some cases. So $3.99 for a cup, $4.49 for the cone of Dole Whip. It's just good. And the other place, we'll talk about where you can get Dole Whip in the next video that I do, which is all about my top places in the top episode. I'm having a hard time talking today. The top 5 food places of Universal Studios. I'll get through this, I promise. But you can see, it's a pretty limited menu when it comes to Wimpy's. They're known for the burgers. They've got the Wellington. They've got the vegan Supreme Cheeseburger. So if you need a plant-based option, they got you covered. They've got chicken fingers, standard theme park fare. You get the curly fries and chips. And then for desserts, you've got the vanilla soft serve or pineapple Dole Whip. And then just the old standard, fountain drinks, the H2O plus bottled water at $6, crazy. And then Powerade and a couple of beer options. So Heineken and Coors Light at theme park prices, as you would expect. So that really is what I think a quick option. And it's number 5 here because there's not a lot of diversity, right? There's not a lot of different things you're going to get. You get a veggie burger, you can get a regular burger, you can get chicken fingers. You can get a couple of desserts, some curly fries and chips. That's the menu. But what they do really well. I think the Wellington cheeseburger is the best cheeseburger inside of the theme park gates. Really, really, really good. Worth the money, I think, and something you won't be disappointed in. Again, I only eat these at the OI meetup, the Orlando Informer meetup, at night. When I'm not riding a ton of rides, I'm just experiencing the park, catching some food, getting some beverages, whatever it may be, running around that park. I'm just trying to eat. And the Wellington becomes one of those items that's always jumped up to the top of my list. When we talk, going to these meetups and trying to lay out the plan of what we're going to eat at the meetup, the Wellington always comes up. And for that reason, it's number 5 on this list. And then, moving into number 4, go into the Wizarding World, right? It's the three Broomsticks at Hogsmeade. This one over at Hogsmeade, directly across from Hagrid's. Anybody who's been in Islands of Adventure knows exactly where this place is, because you've all waited, I'm sure, for Hagrid's. And as soon as you walk through between the two locker areas, right where you go into the entrance for Hagrid's, if you were to turn around, you're basically staring straight at the three Broomsticks. It's a cool place. It's a good restaurant, and it's pretty quick service. You walk up to the counter, you place your order, but they've got a pretty big menu. Not a ridiculous amount, but enough options, right? The traditional English breakfast with the scrambled eggs and sausage and black pudding. You got child's versions of it as well. You got the porridge, the continental breakfast, the pancake breakfast, the American breakfast. So if you want that standard kind of Waffle House-ish breakfast, you can get that too. You got the pumpkin juice, you got coffee, you got hot butter beer here, which is incredible. You got the Great Feast if you're trying to feed an entire army. You got main courses, so spare ribs, chicken and ribs, fish and chips, which the fish and chips here are very, very, very good. Shepherd's pie, rotisserie chicken, beef pasties, mushroom pie. You got salads. You got a whole kids menu. The macaroni and cheese, chicken fingers, the chicken legs, the fish and chips. You've got these roasted potatoes. These are a highlight. The roasted potatoes here and the side items over at Three Broomsticks are delicious. You can get pineapple if you want to be a little bit lighter, watermelon. You got wedge fries. Never had the wedge fries. I always go with the roasted potatoes. You got the desserts. You got butterbeer, ice cream, potted cream. You got strawberry, peanut butter, vanilla, or chocolate ice cream. You got baked apple pies. You have a lot of things. And then you get into the beverages. You can get the souvenir butterbeer with the cup. Stainless steel souvenir cup, which I didn't even know was a thing until right now. The frozen butterbeer, the regular butterbeer, the hot butterbeer. Hot butterbeer has my heart, y'all. I don't know what your favorite is, but let me know. Let me know in the comments if you're on YouTube, or come find me on X or Instagram, and let me know what your favorite butterbeer is. The pumpkin fizz is good. A lot of these things are really good. Plus, there's some draft beers. So you can get the Hogshead Brew, the Dragon Scale, and a couple of other options. The reason this one is number 4 on my list is because it's a lot of breakfast, and then the English stuff, not the biggest fan of, not my go-to, but those potatoes and the American breakfast option, and even the traditional English breakfast are very, very, very good. Plus, there's options. So if you want to dine in a place that just looks awesome, right? You step into the Wizarding World, and if that's your jam, the Three Broomsticks is the place you want to be. Great options, a wide variety of things. You can get healthy, you can get big fat kid stuff if that's what you want, and you got kids versions of it as well, which are smaller portions and less price. So that's always nice. Plus, you got some lunch and dinner options. It's just a great place that you can bring the family, you can get into the restaurant, and you can enjoy yourself. I mean, it's going to be good, and it's always good. So Three Broomsticks takes the number 4 spot. And then moving into the number 3 spot, it's funny because, as you're thinking through these, you like my heart and my gut are always at this battle. And even just now, as I'm recording this, I just swapped number 2 and 3 because I've had such a hard time deciding which one is going to be in what spot. So number 3 is going to be green eggs and ham. And this one is in Islands of Adventure, obviously. I love this place. It's been here for a very, very, very long time. And it's quick service, and there's not many options, but every one of them are good. It takes a little bit of time to get those tots. But the green eggs and ham is all about the tots, right? So you've got edible cookie dough as a dessert. That's really about it. Everything else is tots. You got green eggs and ham tots. So green eggs, diced ham, white cheese sauce over tater tots. Tell me how that can be bad, unless somebody's freaked out by the green eggs. They taste like eggs. They're delicious. You got the carnitas tots, which are the roasted pork, jalapenos, tomato salsa, scallions, the lime crema, white cheese sauce over tater tots. That one is awesome. My wife, she loves that one. That's our go-to. You had the buffalo chicken tots. They're buffalo chicken, cheese, tots. The vegan pizza tots, never had them. Plant-based pepperoni, plant-based sausage. Obviously, vegan mozzarella and Parmesan over those tots to make that vegan pizza tot. They look good. I've always gone for the original. I'm not vegan, but if you are vegan, you obviously have that option. So the pizza tots got pepperoni, the sausage, mozzarella cheese, and tomato sauce over those tots. And the thing that I mentioned a second ago is that they take a little bit of time to get them. Not a long time, but it's definitely not you're going to place your order, you're going to walk to the next window, and bam, there's your tots. They're constantly making these tots fresh. So they're always hot. They are delicious. They're very, very, very good. But then you've got the star of the show, the Who Hash, right? That's Dr. Seuss and the Who's and everything. The Who Hash is one of their things. That, along with the roast beast that you can get over at Circus McGurkus, which is not mentioned in the top 5. I like Circus McGurkus, but I have not had the menu since it reopened, so I can't say that it's in my top 5. It may be, but I have to give it a shot and try the new offerings. But the Who Hash, corned beef, onions, white cheese sauce, scallions, tater tots in the can. So you get the whole Who can or Who Hash can, which is really cool. It's something you can keep with you, take and have it as a souvenir of the park, all for $16.49. I think these are great because they are actually lighter, even though they're tots and covered in cheese and all that other stuff. You can split them. I will always get one and split it with 2 people. I think that's the way to go. It always has worked out really well. You don't get too full, but you get delicious, delicious tater tots. And I'm a tater tot fiend. I love them. Absolutely love tots. So if this is something that you're interested in, you like tots and you like these toppings, highly recommend Green Eggs and Ham Cafe. This place is so, so good. And pretty much universally on people's top 5 when it comes to places to eat inside of Islands of Adventure. So if that's the number 5, 4, and 3, the real question is, what 2 restaurants hold the top spot? And if you're watching this and you're familiar with the park, you're thinking one restaurant is going to be in this top 2 spot. And you're probably wondering, holy crap, something is going to be left out, because there's 3 really good restaurants that I can think of right now that should be in the top 3. And one of them is going to get left out of this list, unfortunately. And I'll explain it a little bit later. But number 2 on my list is Thunder Falls Terrace. Thunder Falls Terrace is one of those restaurants I had never gone to during the day, never eaten there during normal operations. I strolled in at an Orlando Informer meetup. I grabbed the pernil plate. I grabbed the roasted chicken. I sat down, and life was never the same again. It wasn't a transformative meal and like it's, just the best meal I've ever had, but it so far exceeded my expectations for what I would get in a theme park. The roasted chicken is so good, so flavorful. Black beans, so, so, so good. The plantains, the pernil plate, oh my goodness. Delicious. And this is over in the back, right by River Adventure. You'll hear the splashdown between Kong and River Adventure. But this place also has a pretty big menu. You've got ribs, chicken rib combo, the roasted pernil combo. This is the slow roasted pork with onion mojo, black beans, the sofrito rice, and sweet plantains. I mean, this is a Hispanic meal, and it is unfreaking believable. You got chicken and ribs, you got chicken and roasted pernil, you got a bunch of different combos, meatless chorizo, a rice bowl, which I heard is very good. I've not tried it. The Raptor wings, I've had the rings. The wings are awesome. All of this, absolutely incredible. You've got the rotisserie chicken salad, you got regular salad, you got different sides with the black beans, fresh corn, the watermelon, pineapple, sofrito, herb roasted potatoes, and seasoned French fries, plus some dessert options and milkshakes. And you've got a freestyle souvenir cup machine here that you can use to fill it up. This is like my comfort food at its best, y'all. Chicken and ribs, slow roasted pork, the mojo, black beans, sofrito rice, all of this just makes me happy when I'm eating it. And for that reason, Thunder Falls Terrace falls squarely at number 2. And so the real question as we move through this becomes, what is number 1? I know many of you are going to be surprised by this. And I'm sure you're thinking, it's got to be Mythos, right? It's got to be Mythos. Number 1 rated theme park restaurant in the world. It's Confisco. My number 1 is Confisco Grill. And here's why. The first reason is that I've actually never eaten at Mythos. I know got to change it. I really want to give it a shot, especially now that the remains, the few things that are left of Lost Continent are going away, right? I mean, besides Fury's closed, Sinbad, that show is gone. The whole area where Hogsmeade is gone. The Enchanted Oak's gone. Dueling Dragons is gone. Dragon Challenge even is gone. Obviously, it's Hagrid's now. And on the other side, rather than expansion of any of the other parts, we don't even have Kong. All that stuff is gone. Like, it's all just pretty much empty. I mean, the only thing in the Lost Continent right now is Mythos and a couple shops and Fire Eater's Grill. And so I need to get to Mythos. I needed to eat there before it goes away and is rethemed, but I haven't. And so my number one is Confisco Grill. And Confisco is squarely a number one because of a few reasons, right? We've got multiple menus, a kid's menu, a dessert, drink, the drink menu, which actually feeds over to the Backwater Bar. But you got the Navigators Club also. So it's a pass holders deal. You go upstairs. There's a diner room upstairs. And it's just cool. But the thing I like about Confisco, and the reason Confisco is my number one, is because if you want to sit down and have the widest variety of food, and when I say wide, I mean very wide. I'll run through some of the starters or the appetizers, the soups and salads. It's a full-on menu, right? Sit down, full service. You've got ahi tuna nachos, chicken quesadillas, chicken lettuce wraps, a dual hummus, roasted red pepper, and a green goddess hummus. You've got bone-in wings. You got nachos, spinach and artichoke dip. You got multiple salads, watermelon Greek salad, a French onion salad. Interesting. A heart of romaine Caesar, superfood salad. Then you've got all these entrees, sweet and sour sticky ribs, some penne, a pad thai, half chicken, a noodle bowl, which I've had, very good, Korean fried rice, vegan crab cakes. It's all over the place. Pork belly banh mi, chipotle chicken wraps. You got the chicken sandwich, the Confisco BLTA, some avocado thrown on there. You got non-alcoholic beverages. You've got all kinds of things. And look, if I keep on moving through the drink menu, there's specialty drinks. So you've got all kinds of rum drinks, some margaritas, watermelon lemonades. And if we go to the Navigators Club, this is for Universal Orlando annual pass holders. I don't know why that was so hard for me to get out. But you've got these Wagyu sliders, and then you've got the whole menu. You've got Navigator menu entrees, so the sticky ribs. A lot of these are carryovers from the main restaurant, but there are some things that you can't get, like these sliders. Like, it's incredible. Plus there's beer, plus there's wine, plus there's dessert. And so you got a dark chocolate cheesecake, key lime pie, the mocha chocolate pyramid, and a strawberry cheesecake. It's the biggest menu, so it's the most options. So this one sits number one for a few reasons. The diversity of the menu is one. Its location. I can always hit it if I'm heading out of the park. It's right there at the front, right in port of entry. It's a cool view. It's got the Backwater Bar connected to it. It's got a pretty wide menu. It's full service. And there's something for everyone here. So regardless of who you're traveling with, if you're going with just you and a friend, just you and your wife, just you and your boyfriend, girlfriend, you and a whole group of people where you're trying to find a place that fits for a lot of different types of taste buds and personal preferences and all of that, Confisco's the place. Like, it really is the place. And so it sits firmly at number one. Now, when I do go try Mythos, maybe this changes. Maybe Mythos takes over. Maybe Mythos becomes number one. I don't know. Maybe it falls somewhere in the middle. I don't know, but we'll find out. And at some point, maybe we'll do another episode with an updated top five, maybe next year. So for now, this is the top five. This is where we sit. And you got the king, Confisco Grill, right at the top. So again, I'm really curious to know what your top spot in Universal Islands of Adventure is to eat. Let me know in the comments below. Find me over on X. Let's talk about it. Find me on Instagram. Let's have a conversation. Let's connect and talk all things food at Universal's Islands of Adventure. I'm excited to hear from you. And if you like this and everything that we've talked about up to this point on this podcast, I would love if you would subscribe. It would mean the world to me if you're on YouTube. Like the video so other people out there who like the same things you do and the same things I do and love Universal, love theme parks in general, they can find this. They can join our community. They can be part of the positivity and part of growing this into something hopefully pretty cool. And yeah, I appreciate you. I hope you have an incredible day. I'll see you in the very next episode where we talk about top 5 places that I love to eat in studios. Studios got some good food, so make sure you subscribe and stick around for that one. Otherwise, we'll see you soon. Have a good one. Peace.